high school sports fans. Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Here for a massive Game 2 here in this CHSAA Championship Series between Kellenberg and Chaminade. We were treated to an instant classic just a few short minutes ago, and now we have a chance to crown a champion here in Game 2 at University Field here on the campus of Hofstra University. Well, ladies and gentlemen, happy Memorial Day to wherever you may be. Dylan, Brett, Kevin Bunk alongside me for this one. And partner, for those just joining us in this one, take us through the classic that we witnessed just a few short minutes ago.
Yeah, it was a great pitching matchup, first of all, and we expected that. When you get those two guys on the mound, Nick Sweeney started for Chaminade. You had Durso on the hill, one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in this entire bracket for Catholic schools. When you have those two guys getting together, you know it's going to be a low-scoring game. Well, it was just Chaminade who edged that one or two at-bats better, got one more run across, and that's all it took. Great job by the Flyers pitching. You had Sweeney to Pfeiffer, a great combo to get the win, a 2-1 victory.
And you said the arms were a big factor in that one. It's going to be more of the same in this one. We'll get to the starting pitchers in just a moment. But first, the starting lineup for the visitors in this one, the Kellenberg Firebirds. Same lineup as Game 1. Kosha, Van Vaketis, and Valdez to lead things off. Even though Durso not on the mound in this one, he will assume the full-time DH role in the cleanup spot. Then it's the shortstop, Richie Lavaca, followed by Ryan Langner, Michael Cotto, Carson Fessler, and Andrew Noe to round things out in the 9-hole. Now for Chaminade, it's their ace on the mound, Carlos Pereira. Coach Kemp wanted to save him for Game 2 because he believes he is the most dangerous pitcher that this team has. Pereira on the season, 36 hits in 41 2/3 innings. He's been fantastic with runners in scoring position, 42 strikeouts to just 13 walks and a 2.5 ERA. To boot, this kid is the full package on the mound.
I like what Coach Patrick Kemp did today, the manager of this team. He's in year 1, but he's a long-time assistant here, an alum. He understands what's at stake for Chaminade. You start the young gun Sweeney, young Bulldog sophomore. He gets the win in Game 1. You played to win in Game 1. You brought in Pfeiffer. Now you put your top guy out there, a junior who you have the utmost confidence in from Jamaica, New York. Pereira is going to have the ball in Game 2, and you have to feel great about your chances to wrap this thing up today.
Pereira, a guy that when I talked to the coaching staff earlier this week, they said, you're going to watch him on the mound, you're going to see him get animated, you're going to see him get excited, you're going to see him jump off the mound, run around the field. He's a guy that they say this team just feeds off of his energy. And in a decisive game, too, where you're 21 outs from a championship, who else would you rather have than that kind of energy on the mound?
And we didn't see that. That's not the style of the pitchers from our first game. You had 4 guys go, all 4 pretty mild-mannered.
So we're underway here in Game 2 as Kasha steps in. Pereira deals upstairs to get things underway. Kasha fairly productive at the plate in terms of contact. He hit the ball solid 2 out of 3 times at the plate, but ended up going 0 for 3. Now has a very tough task in the dangerous Pereira. 1-1, that one off the plate for ball number 2.
Fastball, slider to start things. 2-1 count now. Pereira works really quick.
He's thrown more pitches and thrown more innings than anyone on this Flyer team this season. Over 600 pitches across 41 2/3.
Of course, the numbers are ridiculous. 2.52 ERA, 1.1 whip.
We talked about it in the open to the first game, how the pitching was really going to be a staple of this series. And so far, we've gotten all that and then some from these arms, and expect the same here in Game 2. There's really no fall off. There's so much depth between these two teams on the mound.
And the hitters didn't do a bad job either. They worked a lot of great counts. They put a lot of balls in play. We had a limited amount of strikeouts.
Pereira nails the outer part of the plate. He was looking for that first strikeout, but the umpire says, hang on, my friend, and the count runs full.
And you got a big cheer from the Chaminade parent section fans here. We're all excited, hoping they could win a championship today. They need to win this game to clinch it.
Pereira deals, big swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets cautious swing. Perhaps he tipped that one into the mitt. Nonetheless, it's out number 1.
And right away you see Carlos Pereira take one of those walks around the hill after the strikeout. He's got great confidence, great command of the mound, a really good presence. There's a nice pitch inside on the hands. That's tough to get around, that fastball.
So now it's Van Vaketis, arguably the most dangerous hitter in this lineup at 386 on the season.
Yeah, video game numbers for Van Vaketis this year, 1,100 OPS.
Pereira just a junior as he pulls the string on the breaking ball that time, a product of Jamaica up there in Queens. Just 5'7", but he's really got some life on that fastball. He throws a fantastic breaking ball, and we've already seen him mix in the changeup at least one time thus far.
See that 2-strike approach that Van Vaketis takes. Good choke up.
Pereira nails the outside corner. What a start for the big right-hander in this one. 2 quick ones.
Yeah, 2 Ks to start this, 1 backwards. And now, in that first at-bat, you had the swinging strike. You can see early why Coach Kemp wants Pereira in the big games.
And he just continues to attack the strike zone. That time he misses just a hair upstairs above the letters. In steps Jaden Valdez, who went 1 for 3 in game 1. Pereira finds the zone with strike 1 there on the inner half. Can already feel the buzz in the crowd here for game 2. A little bit different. Pereira that time nails the outer part of the plate. So 2-2 the count on Valdez, looking to spark a 2-out rally here in the first. Pereira comes home, check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not, says the first base umpire upon appeal.
Right call there. He did not go around, hardly even checked.
So now 2-2 the count on Jaden Valdez. Pereira home with another. Barely gets a piece of that one as he fouls it off the handle.
That swing from Valdez was a little long. You wonder if he maybe chokes it up here. Really talented hitter. Whatever he does is going to be the right move for him.
Pereira quickly back into the windup, and again, Valdez just barely staying alive.
Pereira going right at him early. It's a great sign for his confidence and his rhythm. Good up-tempo pitcher. Looks locked in early.
Another 2-2. Another foul ball. Valdez gets on base at a 462 clip. One of 4 players on this team with the OPS north of 1,000. He's got 3 extra base hits this season. Here comes Pereira once more, this time not close with the fastball as he attempted to perhaps rear back and add a little bit more to that one.
Pereira, 42 strikeouts coming into today, make it 44 now, 13 walks. Only 13 walks in over 42 innings pitched this year. Impressive number.
Towing the right side of the rubber, comes home again. This one hit a ton out towards left field. It's a mile up in the air. Tracking back is Manapella. That one is off the base of the wall. Cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Valdez on a hit that really hung up in the air for what felt like an eternity, and some 2-out life for the Firebirds.
When he first hit that, I thought, got under it, didn't get enough, but great contact. But that ball had great carry to it, ends up at the base of the wall, and you see the left fielder took, first 2 steps in from Manapella, and that really got him into some trouble as he had to chase that one to the base of the wall, and all of a sudden, Pereira was on cruise control through the first 2 batters, and now a chance to score early for Kellenberg.
Here's Durso working on a 1 for 3 day, attacks the first pitch and sends it straight back into the screen. Threw over 100 pitches back in game 1. just didn't quite have the control we're used to seeing from him, but still battled his way to 2 earned runs over 5 and change. And here's another foul ball straight back. He's quickly behind 0-2. Pereira tried to overpower Valdez with the fastball, ended up proving costly. We'll see if he changes the approach to Durso here. Takes a look at second, now fires home. That one off the plate. Good spot for an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, good idea there. Remember, that outside strike was working in the first game, but umpires changed spots. We got a new home plate ump, and you wonder if it'll get called and what this zone will look like for the pitchers in game 2.
1-2 the count. A look at second. Another deep breath from Pereira that time, and it's off the plate once more. So after, as you mentioned, partner, it looked like he was in cruise control early on. Kellenberg making the right-hander work. Pereira home again. That one just outside. Another collective cheer from the Flyer faithful. They thought that one was on the corner. So now a full count again. Pereira comes set, deals to Durso. Off the plate, not close, ball 4.
Now 2 men on after getting the first 2 outs via the strikeout. Walk there, uncharacteristic, but now 14 on the year for him compared to his 44 strikeouts. And what looked like it might have been a quick first inning. The pitch count's getting up there. He's really working to get out of this.
And that'll bring up Richie Lavaca. Walked back in the first game, still looking for his first base knock of the day. No better time for it. Take strike 1 on the inner half.
Go back to that fastball here. You just threw it, maybe try to put it on the outside part of the plate. Or even bring it back in. You try to jam him up. That inside fastball's been working for Pereira in this first inning.
Popped foul up the right side, giving chase is Fernandez, but there will be no play.
Tried to go to the off speed, and Fernandez was, excuse me, not Fernandez.
Pereira.
Pereira was trying to get back to that off speed, get a swing and a miss. It's fouled off. I'd go to the fastball here. You're a little bit behind the off speed. Didn't swing at the fastball.
Pereira fires inside, and that one might have gotten him on the arm.
I think the umpire here is saying he leaned into that, though, and he's just going to call it a ball because there was definitely a lean.
Now it's the Kellenberg fans' chance here to voice their displeasure.
And, you know, Lavaca didn't really complain about it very much, so that's how you know.
Pereira fires this one, flown out towards short left into foul territory. It goes, and it doesn't look like he made the catch there, heading towards the corner. That dugout kind of cuts off the view here, but unable to come up with it was NSCHSAA. That one just a bit out of his reach.
I think it's funny, the pitch before where Lavaca kind of leans into it. The umpire calls him out on it. He kind of gave him a look like, come on.
Home plate umpire already not too popular between both of these fan bases. It only took him a half inning. 1-2 the count. And 2 on for Lavaca. Trying to battle against Pereira here, and now another late time call. We saw a few of these for Chaminade back in the first game.
One of the ways they disrupted Durso's rhythm in that first game, and now, you know, the equivalent to Durso on the Chaminade team is Pereira, so you're going to try to disrupt him, take him out of his pace. Don't let him dictate the pace of this game. Simple strategy, but often effective.
1-2 the count. Pereira home, and another foul ball. Up the right side, Fernandez will once again watch it go into the seats. So this has turned into quite the strenuous first inning for Pereira now. Pitch count already starting to climb here after he flew through Kocha and Vamaketis. Still ahead 1-2 on Lavaca here, who refuses to give an inch. Chopped foul again. And Kellenberg's really showing us what Chaminade showed us back in game 1 here early on.
Every time you thought Durso was starting to find his rhythm, you'd get a string of longer at-bats, good battles. And that's what Kellenberg's done in this first inning to try and knock Pereira off his game. Here's a big pitch, though, to try and get out of this inning.
This count's been at 1-2 for an eternity now. It's grounded towards third. Anacito bobbles. Nice job to regain his footing there and fire over to first in time to put an end to the first half inning. Well, Pereira did a bit more work than he would have liked to, but he gets out with a 0 on the scoreboard. Now it's Chaminade's chance to hit right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media Sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash! What a way to end the third quarter.
Look at this. Merrill. No slide. No problem. Gary Merrill goes top corner.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at University Field, bottom half, inning number 1, where Chaminade will head to the bat for the first time today with the same starting lineup as we saw just a few hours ago in Game 1. Leading off, the dynamic shortstop Colin Anderson, who had himself a game. After him, it's Michael Gardner, Nolan Fernandez, the team RBI leader, and Colin Cashin in the cleanup spot. Then it's Anacito, Meehan, Madsen, Manapella, and Naraki will round things out for the Flyers here in Game 2. And back on the mound for Kellenberg, a familiar face in Eric Ressiger, who closed out game number 1. Saw the pitch count start to run up there a little bit towards the end, but he's been tabbed as the Game 2 starter since earlier this week, and they're sticking with the game plan here today.
Yeah, and you can still get 3 or 4 efficient innings out of him. So they're going to him in that opener role. You obviously have somebody behind him that could come in and close this game out if need be, which is going to happen. But the key for Ressiger is get after these guys, put pitches in the zone, and try and limit your pitch count in the early going.
So leading things off for the Flyers, it'll be Colin Anderson, who had himself a day back in Game 1. Hit twice, a single and a double, was struck by a pitch and grounded out, so call it a 2-for-3 day, reached base 3 times. Made a bevy of dynamic defensive plays in the field as well. Ressiger ready to get things underway here in Game 2. Anderson attacks the first pitch and sends it foul. We talked about it towards the tail end of Game 1. It's so difficult for a pitcher in these doubleheader scenarios to, get ready, then have to get re-ready again here in Game 2 after throwing X amount of pitches. It's not difficult, and it's certainly not easy on the arm as Anderson flares this one out to right. This could get down, and it's narrowly foul.
And you get for the first time some support from the Kellenberg fans for the umpire.
I heard a good call, Blue. So Anderson just inches away from extra bases there, and now he'll have to strut back into the box behind 0-2. Anderson, one of the fastest guys on the field. He was already halfway to second base by the time that thing got down. Now 0-2. Here comes Ressiger. Just off the plate.
And now, once again, the Kellenberg faithful not thrilled with the call. Didn't take long. Took one more pitch, but Ressiger, nice job, just misses.
If I'm going to miss 0-2, that's exactly where I want to miss. The outside corner certainly going to be as kind as it was in Game 1. That's what you get with different umpires.
And Anderson's one of those pitchers, if he takes with 2 strikes, the ball, or one of those hitters, excuse me, if he takes with 2 strikes, it's probably a ball.
Does a nice job to fight that one off.
Again, you look at Anderson's numbers this year. Hit well over 500, on base of 600, 15 extra base hits, 16 RBI.
It's pretty hard to strike this kid out.
And then once he gets on, 21 stolen bases, a single's a double.
1-2 for Ressiger. Ground ball left side, and it's through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Colin Anderson continues a fantastic day at the dish.
And now, as I just said, single's a double. You'd expect Anderson at some point to try to steal here, get into scoring position. We saw him running very active in game one, got on base. But the senior shortstop does a great job on the base paths. Huge threat.
Chaminade stole 4 bases in game one. Most of those were on first and third plays, however. Now in steps Michael Gardner, the DH, who struck out 3 times, popped out in game one. Certainly not the day that he envisioned. He's been one of the best hitters on this team all season long, and as we said, it's only a matter of time until a guy like him gets going. He's hitting .327 on the year, 2 homers, 6 doubles to his name.
It's a nice pitch by Ressiger. Bites back in, pick-off move. He's got a good move, but you got a great runner on first. So that's a nice battle between Anderson and Ressiger.
1-1 the count on Gardner, the throw to first. Anderson dives back safely.
I mean, everyone in this place thinks he's going, so Ressiger obviously does too.
It feels like a matter of when, not if at this point.
Absolutely.
Going to be difficult, though, with the lefty. It adds an extra layer to things, makes the jump a little bit harder. And there he goes. Swinging a foul ball up the left side, though, so Anderson will have to retreat back to first base.
Anderson got a good jump there, too. Now a 1-2 count.
1-2. We'll see if Ressiger opts for the breaking ball now with a runner, a dangerous runner at that, off first. The dangerous Nolan Fernandez currently waiting on deck. Long look in from Ressiger. Healthy lead at first for Anderson. Stays put, check swing on the outside corner. Yes, he did. First strikeout of the day for Ressiger.
Looks like he may have just went past the point of no return on the check. That's a huge strikeout for Ressiger. Get another look at it. It's a good pitch, tails away. Check swing. He might have held slightly. Either way, though, it's close enough for that to be called.
And there goes the runner. The throw bounces into second base. Anderson is in there with ease. That puts a runner in scoring position for Nolan Fernandez. Count it the 22nd steal of the campaign for Anderson. Pitch was a strike to Fernandez. There he goes again. The throw into third, not nearly in time. Colin Anderson turns a single into a triple, and now the Flyers 90 feet from the opening run.
And now you're looking for Fernandez to shorten up the swing and put a ball in play on the ground or into the outfield. Easier said than done, but don't take the long swings here. Just put this ball in play.
Up and away for ball 2 on Fernandez that time. Could be more selective here. Big pressure pitches early on for Ressiger, and that one way up high around the helmet. 3-1. Corners are up, middle is back. Ressiger home. Ground ball left side, almost gets the job done, but once again, a few feet are the difference as that one rolls foul.
And if you hit a ball that hard to third base, it's probably not getting a run, and you might even run yourself into a double play if it's a quick tag. So they almost catch a break there, but if that was down the line, obviously a double or more and a run, that was hit real hard.
Count runs full on Fernandez, and Ressiger will take a step off to think about this one. Big pitch here in the early stages of this one. Here he comes. That one bounces in there for ball 4. So not the end of the world, though, for Kellenberg, as now they have a force at second base.
Yeah, you're fine with the walk once you get to the 3-ball count. You're okay with it. You really don't want to give him too much of a hit, and the double play is in order up the middle with Fernandez at first and Cashin at the plate. Cashin, a really good athlete, as is Fernandez, but this is not a situation where you have a guy like Anderson running out there. One out, you can end the inning with the double play.
2 hits and a walk for Cashin in game 1. Tried to call time, was not granted, and he's behind on a fastball. They're cornered here with 1 down here in the home half of inning number 1 as Eric Ressiger deals to Colin Cashin, the right fielder. Swinging a liner left side. Solid contact, but well foul.
So now we see 2 right-handed hitters, the 3 and the 4 hitter, no less, jumping on inside pitches from Ressiger. This is what's also difficult is first time through the order now for Ressiger is not actually the first time through the order. These guys have all seen him today. They're going to know his stuff, and they're comfortable with how they could jump on it and try and be aggressive.
They'll check on Fernandez over at first. We've seen the Flyers run these first to third plays very often here in the first half of this doubleheader.
And if you're Kellenberg with 1 out, you don't just want to give him the base. You have to actually worry about him a little bit.
Foul ball straight back, and it's 0-2. As we mentioned, Cashin was terrific in the opener. 2 singles, a walk, a stolen base. Also reached on a fielder's choice. He was on base 4 times. Behind 0-2 in the count here. Grounder, up the middle, could be 2. Lavaca to second, takes it himself, and the throw to first is dropped.
That's a backbreaker. It was a really good chance to throw just a little bit off the bag. That was close play at first anyways. Yeah, but if that's caught, they definitely get him.
It looks like his foot did hold the bag. So Chaminade jumps out in front 1-0. A game of inches here in the championship series as now NSCHSAA stands in. Oh, it looks like he tried to take off over at first but fell down. So Cashin has to dive back into the bag. Now everybody in the stadium knows what's on the mind of Chaminade. Very aggressive on the bases as they attempt to pick off again.
And now the domino effect of Ressiger having to continue to do work here after already giving up the first run of this game.
That one on the inside corner. Chaminade has made a habit of making the Firebird pitchers work here today, and it's more the same here in game 2. 1-1 the count. Ressiger will check on him again. This time, Cashin back standing up. Whole lot of action on the base paths in the early stages of this one. Still not out of inning number 1. A third throw over. And that'll draw some moans and groans from the crowd now. Ressiger comes home again, misses inside.
If I'm over coaching with Kellenberg, you just want to tell Ressiger, focus on the hitter here. You have 2 outs. Let's just try to get the hitter. The guy who, walked and bunted 3 times in the first game. Let's make him swing, see what he's got.
Breaking ball in there for strike 2. He shook off his catcher about 3 times before firing that one in there. So 2-2 and 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Cashin off first. Anderson has already scored. And that one inside bounces into the plate. Once again, Cashin was leaping, trying to get towards second base, but he opts to head back to first, and he'll be in motion on this pitch anyway.
That's a really good block by Cotto, sliding behind the hitter like a hockey goalie, moving right to left.
Runner moves. Here's the payoff. Line drive center field. This one sinking towards the grass, and it gets down. Going first to third, and now being held over there is Cashin. A single into right center field will keep the inning alive off the bat of Anicito.
You got to love the day that Daniel Anicito's had. He has the 3 sacrifice bunts in the first game. He walks. He doesn't even get a chance to hit in the first game. unselfish. You know he didn't complain about it. And now he comes into the second game. He's down in the count, works it back to 3-2, fights off a few pitches, and puts one in the gap, and now a chance to turn it into a run for Chaminade. Neither of these pitchers having the easy innings they would have liked in the first. You wouldn't really expect anything else, though, with these lineups.
Now it's Meehan's turn. He'll operate with runners on the corners and 2 down. Ressiger still not out of the woods yet in this first inning. Tries to get him to chase the breaking ball with the first pitch, but that one down and away. Deals again. Meehan takes. Same pitch, same spot, same result. Ball 2. Meehan's got a hit in this one. He stole second, and he's also walked to this point. Ahead in the count, 2-0 here. Ressiger deals on the outside corner.
It's a great pitch on the outside corner, exactly where you want to go with the 2-0. It's not a good enough pitch to hit in that spot. You're not going to get the swing, but you're going to get the strike.
Runner goes. Grounder right side is foul. As Ressiger has battled his way back into a 2-2 count.
Ressiger's really got to get out of this in the next pitch or two.
Back into the stretch quickly. There goes the runner again. Fires on the corner. Doesn't matter. It's strike 3. The runner is in a pickle. The inning is over.
Hey, 4 outs. Still ends the inning.
The ump also made a call over at third base, so why not if you're playing a little scorecard bingo here at Hofstra University. 1-0 your score. Chaminade takes the lead, but strands a couple here in the first. We head to the second here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here at Hofstra University, 1-0 your score as Pereira heads back to the mound, pitching with a lead for the first time today. Something he's grown accustomed to doing this season.
Yeah, 1-0 game here. Pereira used a lot of pitches in the first inning, a lot more than he would have wanted. Ended up at 33 after 2 quick strikeouts to start things. But he gets out, clean frame. Now, can he keep it under 11, 12 pitches? Try to go 1, 2, 3. I'm pounding the zone here. You saw he has good strikeout stuff. Can he get a ground ball? Can he get an easy pop out? On the other side of things, Ressiger is an interesting story because he had 36 pitches in the first game. Then he throws 30 in the first inning. So your game 2 starter's already at 66 pitches on the day. Can't go past 105.
Pereira will face the bottom half of the order here as the number 6 hitter Langer leads off and takes a fastball upstairs.
Every pitcher we've seen today was a base hit.
There's the first base knock of the day for Langer, a solid single into right field. Went 0 for 3 in game 1, but made contact all 3 times, and he leads off the second with a hit.
Every pitcher we've seen today except for Sweeney, who was sensational in game 1, has really struggled to get ahead in the count. And once you start out 1-0, 2-0, the hitter's at such an advantage because you're sitting there saying this next pitch is definitely a get-over pitch. And you can guess a little bit and swing at whatever comes. Sometimes you guess wrong. But when you get in those situations, you could take the luxury of trying to guess that it's coming over.
So now it's the catcher, Cotto. Made the final out of game one. Squares to bunt, punches it on the ground to the mound. Firing over to first is Pereira. It's a perfect sacrifice bunt from the Firebirds.
Good job by Pereira getting off the mound quick, making a good throw over to first. It wasn't an easy play, but you like to see Kellenberg understanding how difficult it's been to score runs today for them. Now through 8 innings on the day, they only have 1 run scored. They've struggled to get men in scoring position consistently, and when they have not executed. Good job moving someone over.
A sac bunt is ultimately what helped Chaminade scratch across the game-deciding second run of the first game. Now Kellenberg taking a page out of their book. It's Langner on second with 1 out. And Fessler, the center fielder, at the plate. Pereira fires back to second, and diving in is Langer. Opts for the spin move that time. (1-0) on Fessler. A long look back towards second, and then a chopper foul.
Feels kind of critical to move this runner over with a hit because you can just get something in while hitting for an out. It's so tough for Kellenberg to score today. Tough for either side to score today. Can you make it easy on yourself by moving this over with a hit?
Anderson keeping tabs on Langer over there at second base. Meanwhile, Pereira fires home ball 2. Pereira deals. Grounder up the right side. Once again, just foul.
Best put away pitch is what you're looking for here for Pereira.
It looked like he had it in the opening couple batters of this one, but then worked himself into a little bit of trouble.
Especially for a guy who thrives on his energy, his swagger, his confidence. Let's get back to it. Get a big strikeout. Goes a long way for your mental.
Here comes Pereira's 2-2. Grounder right side, ranging over is Madsen. Sets and fires over to first, but the runner moves over to third, and Kellenberg 90 feet from a tie game.
So you move the runner over, but now 2 outs. You need the single. And it's Noe into the box from the left side. Looking to make hard contact.
Noe gets on base at a .549 clip this season. He's driven in 9 runs. He's been everything they could have asked for out of that 9 spot all season long. Another youngster, just a sophomore. Big swing and a miss at the fastball. Pereira rears back and fires it right by him.
I like it from Noe. You need a single. I like going up first pitch swinging. Might have been just above the zone on the fastball, but it was a 50-50 pitch.
Pereira working quickly now as he dots the inside corner with strike 2.
That's a great pitch against the left-hander. Looks like it's coming in a bit more than it does, but that break dies in the zone just before the catcher.
0-2 the count. Here comes Pereira once more. Line shot, center field. That's down for a base hit. A little jam shot right through the middle of the infield has just enough to bring home Langer, and it's 1-1.
That's a terrific piece of 2-out hitting. You get jammed, but you swing through. Good swing speed, forces it through the middle. And that was an 0-2 count. A lot of credit to that kid. That's a real gutsy at-bat.
So we are all square at 1 apiece now, right back where we started, and right back to the top of the Kellenberg order. It's Kasha who went down swinging back in the first.
And I know you hate to potentially bail out the pitcher, but I'm really thinking of stealing here to try and get another runner in scoring position.
Grounder left side. Anderson there. The flip to second base is well in time. So Chaminade limits the damage here in the bottom of the top of the second, excuse me. Already a lot more offense than we saw early in the last game. 1-1. We had bottom half of inning number 2 right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here at University Field where Eric Ressiger back on the hill. His pitches are certainly numbered at this point, but now for Kellenberg in a tie game, it's just about anything you can get from the left-hander.
Yeah, absolutely. If you missed it last inning, he's going over his pitch counts. In game 1 threw 36, and now in game 2, he's already thrown 30. So 66 pitches on the day, can't go past 105. He's got to try and work some quick outs.
He'll start things off dealing to the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, as Madsen fouls one straight back.
If I was Ressiger, I would live and die by putting pitches in the zone. If you get beat, credit to Chaminade, but you're a good pitcher. Give him your best strikes.
That one bounces in for ball 1. Ressiger rapidly approaching that 105 pitch plateau. Bullpen already active for Kellenberg up that right field line. Here's a looper into short right field. Going to be a tough play. Coming on and sliding to make the catch is the right fielder, Vamaketis.
You could tell at times in this game, this is an elimination game for Kellenberg. They know that. And you've seen it with some of the at-bats they've given. Some real gritty at-bats early in this game, and that's a great catch by Vamaketis in right field, ranging to the foul line.
We talked about in the first game, that ball just kind of keeps slicing towards the foul line on some of these. That one, no exception to the rule. Vamaketis had to go a long way to make the play there. Now it's Matthew Manapella, the left fielder. Grounder through the left side for a base hit.
Chaminade wants to play with the lead here, especially against the team whose pitcher is running out of gas and running out of pitches to throw until he hits the limit. If you could get Kellenberg to play more of a bullpen game early, maybe next inning or the inning after, you feel good about your chances of getting a few more runs across.
Now it's Danny Naraki, who was just absolutely stellar in that second leadoff role last game. Walked twice, came around to score, did everything you could have asked for out of a 9-hole hitter. He takes inside there, the runner goes, and the throw is into center field, but he will hold at second base.
And listen, for Cotto, this is catching a second game of the day. It's not easy. They're putting pressure on you as runners. And he steps up and just overthrows that, trying to compensate for being late because the ball was a bouncer. They're lucky it didn't put a man on third, though.
So now a runner in scoring position and 1 out for Naraki. Ressiger deals, and the breaking ball is high above the letters. Naraki's been fantastic in spots like this all season long. 2-1 the count. Big lead off second, and that one runs inside. Looks like it might have gotten the handle there.
Yeah, going to be a strike. 2-2 count now. This is a massive pitch for Ressiger. You don't want to get into another full count. Pitchers are struggling in full counts today.
2-2 the count. Off second base is Manapella. Have to be cautious about him there.
I like this from Cotto. Go step out. And they're going to get coach as well.
Yeah, they know how big of an at-bat this is early in this one. Also, might be trying to buy a little bit of time for their bullpen, where two arms are currently up and moving.
It's probably going to be Ressiger's last inning, I think, because you have the two arms up. He still has to get through this. Only one out right now. And it really is more taxing to throw, you know, say he ends up around 85, 90 pitches by the end of this inning. It's more taxing than your typical 85, 90 because you took the break for about 45 minutes, maybe even more, closer to an hour. And then you had to come back out and do it again. And he was pitching high leverage innings in the first game. So he's exerted a lot of energy on the mound today.
Big 2-2 coming in the bottom of the second, and that one inside. So the count runs full on Danny Naraki with the ever-dangerous Anderson in the on-deck circle.
You don't want to walk the 9-hitter. And it's a good one. Naraki's good. But you do not want to walk someone for Anderson. I know there's the open base, but you just got to go at Naraki here. Make him beat you.
Ressiger comes set. Big pitch coming in. It's up and away for ball 4. Naraki wins the battle. And there's 2 on. The table is set for the top of the order.
I think he missed high there. I don't think he was trying to put it up at the letters. Misses high. It's a big walk. Anderson's up. And it is tough to get it by him. And he's impossible to double up with his speed. It would have to be hit right to the bag, played it short, and thrown on.
And at least for the time being, they're going to roll with Ressiger. Checks on second base. That one nearly gets away from the shortstop, Lavaca.
Yeah, hit the runner at second, right in the side of the knee.
Manapella will take a second.
Gets up. That's a good sign always.
So currently one arm up and warming in the Kellenberg bullpen. Right now, the game is at the plate for Eric Ressiger.
Warming up in the pen is Pracio.
First pitch to Anderson. Looks like he might have chased that time and fouls it straight back.
It's a good job to get ahead in the count against Anderson, who's going to be a hitter here. He's looking to knock a run in. Not going to be searching for a walk.
Ressiger's 0-1 is hit well out towards left field, but foul.
He was ready for it. Anderson jumped right on it. He was way in front. And he gave it a ride, but never had a chance of being fair.
That's a good swing from Anderson, though. Ressiger's got to be cautious now with that in the back of his mind. 0-2 the count, 1 out. Off second is Manapella. Anderson shoots one towards straight left field, but it's right at Ryan Langner. Firebirds able to catch a break that time on a well-struck ball by Anderson.
Well, assuming the double play wasn't possible against Anderson, that's best case scenario. You get him out, you don't advance any of the runners, and now 2 outs and a chance to knock these runs in for Michael Gardner. 16 runs batted in on the year.
Gardner is still looking to break out today. Hasn't been able to find his way on base, and he's got 4 strikeouts now. The long second inning for Ressiger continues, and now he jumps ahead 0-2 on Gardner. Biggest pitch of his day so far, a chance to get out here with a tie game. Gardner checks that one in the dirt. The runners will move up. So now no room for error for Ressiger.
Like Cotto took that one in the finger on his throwing hand. Umpire will give him a second here.
First base is open, but with Fernandez waiting on deck, this is not a batter you want to toy with and put on, especially being ahead 1-2. Gardner will take a second here. Behind in the count 1-2, looking to battle back against Ressiger. The lefty deals up and away.
It's a good pitch there. 1-2, borderline. You hope he swings to protect and makes some soft contact, or swings and misses. Count even at 2, though. Ressiger cannot afford to go to full.
Big swing and a miss at the curveball in the dirt. The tag is applied, and Eric Ressiger works his way out of trouble here in the second. We remain tied 1-1. We head to the third here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at Hofstra University, where after a long wait here in the bottom of the second, Pereira makes his way back to the mound. 1-1 ball game here in game 2. Chaminade with a 1-0 series lead. As Pereira gets set to deal to the heart of this Kellenberg order. 2-3-4. Vambakitis, Valdez, and Durso.
Really long 2 innings to have just 1 run scored on each side. Both pitchers putting themselves into some jams. A lot of full counts, a lot of deep at-bats. You'd like to see these guys start to make some quick work, preserve their arms. Ressiger's day might be done. He's at 85 pitches total today. In this game, he's got 49 now.
So here is Vambaketis, struck out in the first. And this time he attacks the first pitch and sends it high in the air out to center field. And right on cue, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the third.
That's a huge out. And now you're looking to do it again with
first baseman number 16, Jaden Valdez.
Valdez at the dish, really good hitter, but you're looking to challenge him. Let your defenders make a play. Get yourself out of the inning as quick as possible.
Valdez doubled back in the first, sent one right off that left field wall in a different ballpark. That one could have been way out of here. It's 330 down that line. Certainly tough to hit it out of there. Pereira comes home and misses inside.
Almost brushed him up there.
Four extra base hits on the season for Valdez, who made it so with that double. Two-one. Lined up the middle for a base hit. Pereira might have had a chance to spear that one. It just missed his glove. And a one-out base runner for Kellenberg.
It's about a foot, to the left of Pereira. He stuck his glove out, flared it out, but it just tailed past.
So Valdez 2 for 2 here already in game number 2. He also had a hit back in the first. And that brings up Durso. He's had some quality at bats today as he waves and misses at the first. Actually might have fouled it off the foot there, it looks like.
Yeah, he takes that hop away. Always painful. Durso, of course, started game 1, committed to Miami. Terrific pitcher also. Very good hitter. Got over 1,000 OPS this year, slugged .515, .364 average.
He's had some very productive at-bats at the plate, too. Certainly long at-bats as well. He had a single in game 1. Worked a walk back in the first inning of this one. Behind 0-1 here. Pereira misses away again. It's 1-1. Feels like whenever Pereira has missed in this one, it's been in that spot. As Durso fouls it back. 1-2. Off first base is Valdez. Still tied at 1 as once again Pereira looking to toe the outside corner and missing.
Count even here, Pereira. On an attack, don't fall behind.
High fly ball into center. Naraki tracks back and settles under it to make the catch. 2 flyouts here in the third for Pereira.
Now batting the shortstop, number 13, Richie Lavaca.
So Pereira, you want to try to, again, go at, you got a man on first. Treat this like you treated the first at-bat of the inning. Let's get over early with a strike. Make him beat your runner, not in scoring position here. You're going to have to hit one to the wall to score. These outfielders have done a great job cutting everything off and getting it in.
So that brings up Lavaca. Walked and came around to score back in game 1. Hit a sharp ground out to third base back in the first of this one. Pereira working quickly as this one is sent down the right field line. This could get down as it drifts into foul territory for a long strike 2.
0-2 count now. Pereira, what's your best put away?
He hasn't struck a batter out since early in the first inning. And at that point in the game, it looked like he could finish this one with 10 strikeouts. Here's the 0-2. Blooper into short center field. Ranging over is Naraki, and that one hangs up there long enough for him to make the catch. So Valdez reaches on the single, but Pereira bounces back with 3 flyouts to center field, and we're tied at 1, headed to the bottom half of inning number 3. This is the CHSAA Championships right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching Varsity Media.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete.
controlling the faceoff. That's 3 in a row now.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here in Hempstead, where Eric Ressiger returns to the mound, much to the surprise of some of the fans here in attendance. Still plenty of action in that Kellenberg bullpen here in a 1-1 deadlock.
He's got 20 pitches to work with here. He's at 85 right now on the day.
First pitch is on the outside corner for strike one. Good start to the third for Ressiger, who has yet to work a clean inning today.
And with the limited pitches that he's got left in his day, you got to be thinking he's ready to pound the zone.
Comes home and misses down and in with ball one that time. Fernandez worked a walk back in the first, but if you're Kellenberg, this is where you want Chaminade's top RBI man coming up with nobody on base. Checks his swing, but it doesn't matter as that one hits the outer part of the plate. Fernandez behind 1-2, hasn't lifted the bat off the shoulders quite yet.
Really nice 1-1 pitch. That's not a pitch a righty wants to swing at in any at-bat.
Shoots this one towards right field, and it's down for a base hit. Beautiful piece of two-strike hitting for Fernandez, who is quickly showcasing why he is a professional hitter today.
Yeah, great job going the other way through the infield. Get another look here. Slice it towards the right side. With 2 strikes, that's a beauty. And that pitch just didn't end up where I think Ressiger would have wanted it. Probably a little bit lower and outside would have been the preference. Ends up kind of middle out.
So now a base runner with nobody out here. That one nearly gets by the catcher, Cotto. Good recovery there to keep the runner at first. Cashin reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. A lot of room out in that right center field gap. Fessler shading towards left.
2-0 count now. He's got to start to battle back here. Approaching the end of his day.
He's going to need the best pitches at the back end of this outing as he snaps the breaking ball in there. Good pitch to catch the hitter off balance there in a 2-0 count. Hit high in the air out towards deep left field. Langner is tracking back. This one is caught. A fantastic grab by Langner, who didn't quite get the best read on that one at first, but a phenomenal recovery, and he makes the catch over his head for out number 1.
That's a really great grab. Looked like trouble. Range is back. Oh, it's a good carry to it. But from his first step goes back, he knew it. Nice catch just before the track. Help his pitcher out. Now he can try and finish his day double play with a rapid.
So now it's Danny Anicito who's done it all for the Flyers today. He'll get an opportunity to swing away this time as that one hits the inside corner for strike one. He's filled out the score sheet quite well with sack bunts, walks, singles, stolen bases, you name it.
It's a big inning to get through for both teams because Just feels like Chaminade playing with a lead today. It's been great.
Checks his swing on one that bounces into the plate, the appeal. And looks like, yes, he did, so it's 1-2. Ressiger back home. Anacito grounds it towards the left side. There is Kasha. The throw to second. Pulls him off the bag, and he's safe.
Couple of those now today for Kellenberg. Sometimes baseball just becomes a game of inches. Being an inch or two off the bag. At what point is Ressiger going to come out? You got to figure this is his last batter.
The catcher, number 8, Connor Meehan.
So that brings up the catcher, Connor Meehan, who went down looking back in the first, as once again we have heavy traffic on the bases. One down here in the bottom of the third. Chaminade threatening once again in this potential closeout game. Ressiger misses wildly, ball one.
Facing elimination right now, you don't want to start playing from behind midway through this game.
We've had a lot of long innings in this one, too. And you just saw a shot of Pereira in the dugout. He's been sitting for a while in 2 or 3 of these innings.
It's so hard to get into a rhythm. Sometimes you just want the offense to get a lead and get off the field.
Yes, he did go around that time. Didn't seem to affect Sweeney back in game 1, who dealt with a little bit of the same thing. He was absolutely fantastic for those of you who may have missed the opener. Just a sophomore coming up from the JV ranks and pitching one-run baseball in game 1 of the championship series. Ressiger misses again.
It's a good pitch. Just not getting the outside strike in this second game.
So 3-1, dangerous pitch coming to Meehan. Chopper, foul off the plate. So now it's full.
By Cotto. Step up, make the play just in case.
Could be the final pitch of Ressiger's afternoon. Full count, 1 out, 2 on here in the third. Meehan takes on the corner, strike 3. And that one, though, squirts into left field. They went to throw the ball around with 2 runners on base. Rarely do you see that.
Cotto thought the inning was over. He thought there were 2 outs. He goes to throw down to third, as they do at the end of every inning with a strikeout. He thought it was over. Throws it down. They're lucky there was no advancement there.
Exhale, Kellenberg faithful. So now Madsen steps up. Trying to offset the trend here that we've seen all day long with many runners on, but Chaminade being unable to bring them home. Ressiger hits the inner part for strike 1 as he dusts off Madsen in the process. Comes home, and that one fouled straight back again. Ressiger quickly ahead 0-2. He has hit the pitch count. This will be his last batter no matter what. Biggest pitch of his day coming up right here, 0-2. Trying to strand Fernandez at second. Foul up the right side.
Good job fighting that one off.
Well, they're not going to make it easy on Ressiger. If you thought you could go into this series and escape an inning without at least a couple of long battles at the plate, you'd be mistaken. Both sides today.
Just not in this Chaminade team's MO to give easy at-bats.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ressiger fired up as he trots off the mound. He strands 2 in the third. On a day where he certainly didn't have his best stuff, he continues to battle and will exit this one with a tie game. We head to the 4th right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media @Varsity Media.
Back here for inning number 4. The fans are fired up here on Long Island as we have got a dead even 1-1 ball game where once again for the second straight game it feels like we've seen a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we're getting everything except for runs on this day. You know, we've had great defense. We've had a lot of hits, a lot of great at-bats, walks, strikeouts. Great pitching for sure.
Pereira forces a weak ground ball to the right side on the first pitch of his 4th inning, and he gets the 4-3 put out.
What Kellenberg can't afford here is what we might be seeing happening in real time, and that's Carlos Pereira hitting a rhythm, because he has the ability to start cruising through any lineup he faces. So he had the struggles early. They weren't really able to capitalize, only got 1 run. Now if he gets settled in, it's trouble.
First pitch swinging again. Another easy ground ball to Madsen. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 4th. As Pereira really starting to settle in now. He's retired 5 of the last 6.
You want to attack here. You do not want to put a runner on. You do not want to walk a guy. Pereira gets the first 2 outs on 2 pitches. Attack right away and try and get out of this inning quick. You could realistically end this with under 5 innings pitched, or under five pitches thrown in the inning.
So now Fessler will be taking all the way. Knowing this, Pereira goes right down Broadway for strike 1. Right back on the rubber, too. Pereira kicks and fires again upstairs.
He's working quick here. I like this. Upping his pace, his tempo. Trying to work quick.
Looped into right. That's down for a base hit.
Really good piece of hitting. Pereira should not be discouraged by that. If you're getting 2 quick outs, you got to come right back. Forget about it. Short-term memory.
Now batting the second baseman, number 27.
And Pereira still yet to work a clean inning, much like the Kellenberg pitching staff. We have not had a 1-2-3 frame yet in this one.
And somehow, we've still just had a 1-1 game. You know, these 2 teams have just made the pitches in big spots.
Now it's Andrew Noe who drove in Kellenberg's only run back in the 2nd.
It's a great job going up the middle, too. Now in the top of the 4th, can you break through and get a little 2-out rally started against a great pitcher?
Well, first is Fessler, the speedy center fielder. And there he goes. And there will not even be a throw at second base, as Meehan had a little bit of trouble coming up with that one, but the pitch was a ball upstairs, so it's 1-1. All the focus at the plate for Pereira right now as Noe will once again operate with a runner in scoring position.
So Noe squared a bunt on that, but pulled it back. 1-1 now.
On the corner for strike 2, fantastic pitch from Pereira.
That's a great job hitting that outside part of the plate. Going low, it's tough for a lefty to hit.
1-2 the count. Pereira takes a look at second, now comes home. Just off the plate. Went for the breaking ball there and couldn't quite bring it back into the zone. Count even at 2 apiece, 2 down here in the 4th. Pereira upstairs for ball 3. Nothing has come easy today.
You got the open base here, and you do have to remember, if you're Pereira, this is the guy who got to you earlier for the only RBI. Another hit up the middle. We're probably looking at a 2-1 game. That's why he's going to tread carefully.
Top of the order, waiting on deck. That's Kosha. And that one just outside for ball 4. Professional at bat there for Noe, who continues his hot day at the plate.
Similar to the first inning, this is an inning that looked like Pereira was going to make quick work. Gets the first 2 outs, and now puts himself into a little bit of a jam. You get the single, but then also a walk. It's a big at-bat right now in this game.
Kasha looking to get going, 0 for 5 today. Guy who hits .327, one of the impact players listed by Coach Miles as he takes strike 1.
Good first pitch.
Pereira mixing up his pitches here in the 4th. Fouled straight back, and Pereira jumps ahead here.
Oh, Pereira cannot lose him here.
Pereira's got his man right where he wants him. Off second is Fessler. Noe off first after a strong at bat. Pereira trying to make quick work of the leadoff hitter Kasha. Popped up into short center field. 3 flyers converge. 1 makes the call. That's Cashin. So once again, Pereira navigates his way into a scoreless inning after stranding 2 on the bases. We've got a 1-1 ball game as we go bottom 4 here at Hofstra University on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here at Hofstra, where the bullpen door has swung open as Kevin Prasio enters for the Kellenberg Firebirds. His first appearance of this championship series, sporting a 4.7 ERA, 26 strikeouts and 16 walks to his name this season, and he'll be tasked with retiring the 8 and 9 hitters and then the leadoff hitter Anderson here in the 4th.
You know, I just want to say first, Ressiger, what an impressive outing from him. Great battle, a lot of respect for what he did today. Getting through 3 innings in this second game, you give up just a run. And in the first game, you kept your team in it. In a 1-run game, you reached your pitch maximum today. Just over 105 pitches thrown. A lot of respect. It's not an easy thing to do. We've spoken about it a few times. Not an easy thing to pitch that first game, get the break, come back in, and be as effective. You saw him laboring and working through it. Really good pitcher, really good outing. And now the ball goes to Prasio, who's in a massive spot in a 1-1 game, an elimination game for Kellenberg.
And then like you said, and I said at the end of the last inning, on a day where he didn't quite have his put-away pitch, didn't have the command he would have wanted to continue to bounce back and battle and really go toe-to-toe with these hitters and keep this a 1-1 game, very impressive. So the first pitch for Prasio is fouled up the right side by Manapella, working on a 1-for-1 game with a stolen base here so far.
Prasio, 22 innings pitched this year, 15 earned runs.
We've been deadlocked at 1 since the top of the second. Early on, it looked like the runs could have come in bunches in this one with the way that these hitters were playing, but the pitchers have really battened down the hatches when runners have gotten in scoring position. A lot of stranded base runners in this one.
ERA this year for Preciado, 4.7, 1.8 whip.
And it looks like he hit the batter there. It might have gotten him on the back, but doesn't look like Matapella's heading to first. That one couldn't have missed him by more than a few inches. Preciado comes home. Misses inside again. Carlos Pereira waiting in the Chaminade dugout. He'll most likely get the call to start the 5th for them. Blooped into short center, could be trouble. But positioned well was Fessler as he comes on to make the catch.
Important for Preciado to settle in already. This team's used 3 pitchers today, including your ace, including your second best starter. Now Preciado, one of their best relievers, has to come in and get settled early. That was a big 3-1 fly out. It's a good pitch. Now you want to do it again, but get ahead in your count.
Now it's Naraki who walked back in the second. Takes a strike that hits the bottom part of the zone. Good location there from Preciado that time.
Home plate umpire likes calling that low strike in this game. Both pitchers have been trying to use it.
Comes home, misses in. Preciado really favoring the lower parts of the zone here early on in his afternoon. One the count on Naraki. And that one rolls all the way to the backstop. So with the door closed on Ressiger, he finishes with count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts in just 3 innings of work. Also allowed a bevy of base runners and a couple of stolen bases, but got those punch outs when they mattered the most.
Almost hit him there. You got a 3-1 count now again. Looking to avoid the walk.
It's what Naraki's done well all day long. He's got 3 walks already in the 2 games today. And he hits one a ton out to left field, but foul.
I never even saw it after he made contact. Got all of that. Ended up way foul.
So now the count runs full. Preciado's whip just south of 2. Kind of fitting that a pitcher of his style comes in today. No stranger to stranding runners on base. He's stranded 22 this season. That's the 2nd most on the team. Full count pitch. Here he comes to Naraki. Swing and a soft ground ball towards the shortstop. Going to be a tough play coming on, and the running throw is not in time. Richie Lavaca gave it everything he had, but that one was just not hit hard enough.
Yeah, and a good speedy runner. Lavaca did everything he could do.
Number 2, Colin Anderson.
Couldn't play it better, but yeah, it just beats it. Good job by the umpire signaling that one. Nearly a tie, but a half second before that throw was complete, Chaminade scored.
So now a runner on first for Colin Anderson, who's been the toughest out on the field all day long. Singled in the first, smoked the sharp line out to left field in the second. And then you flash back to game 1. He had 2 hits, a single and a double. Was also hit by a pitch. (1-0). Anderson waves and misses as one hand comes off the bat on the breaking ball.
Good pitch there. It's pretty settled in right now. This next pitch, you really want to try to get a strike. Don't fall behind for the 3rd batter in a row.
It's been interesting to see Anderson's approach kind of change throughout the course of an at-bat. He shortens up his swing so much when there's either 1 or 2 strikes on him. You saw that No strike swing there. A lot longer than we've been accustomed to seeing from him.
He's a tough one to pitch to because you know he's not going to swing at balls out of the zone. It's going to be tough to get him to chase at anything really egregious. He's not going to help you at all.
Breaking ball upstairs.
You don't get a 600 on base by mistake.
One of their team captains, a commit to Bucknell University. 1,500 OPS. He's driven in 16.
Pretty good season. In 523 batting average, you're literally getting a hit more than half your at-bats. Just absolutely unheard of.
Leads the league in almost every major offensive category. Ground ball, left side. They fired a second, and there will not be a play at first, but a good job to get the runner at second base by the third baseman, Kasha.
Really nice job to get the out.
Hitter number 3, Michael Gardner.
Now, Gardner's a guy who you cannot give anything easy to, but you don't want to walk and potentially give Anderson second or third base if he steals prior. You'd imagine, though, Chaminade will get him moving. He's had ease stealing bags, not only today, but all season.
Gardner a 964 OPS, and this time Anderson working with the right-hander on the mound. Going to be easier to get that jump. Stole his 22nd bag of the season. That also leads the league earlier in this one. Two outs here in the fourth. Gardner at the plate looking for his first hit of the afternoon. There goes the runner, and that one all the way to the backstop. No chance to get Anderson. He rounds second, takes a hard turn towards third base. He was about halfway down the line, but reconsiders and heads back to the bag.
Yeah, might as well stay at second because he's probably just going to take third on the next pitch. This is what he's done all year, and there's nothing that Kellenberg could really do about it.
Also would have no trouble scoring from second on a single, unless it's hit incredibly hard. 1-0 on Gardner now. And if you're Pracio here, you just kind of have to focus on the plate and concede whatever Anderson's going to do on the base paths. Big lead, stays at second, and a strike home to Gardner.
That's a great pitch, one of the best of Pracio's day so far. You're in the bottom of the fourth. Chaminade, you do want to get Anderson over, though, just in case there is a pass ball. You might be able to score without a hit.
1-1, 2 away. There goes Anderson, and there will be no throw as the strike hits the inside corner. Cotto was just more worried about framing that one, making sure it was a strike. Him and Pracio both know with 2 outs and 2 strikes, all they need to worry about is at the plate right now.
Now with a 1-2 count, you can't really throw anything in the dirt. Can't try and waste one because if it gets by, it's a run. Helps the batter a lot.
1-2. Good fight from Gardner there, who found himself way behind the fastball, but he fights it off.
Yeah, it was kind of cutting in towards the plate. Gardner at first was in full take mode once he saw where that ball was heading, but sees that cut late and just throws his hands at it, gets the handle on it, fouls it off. 1-2 again.
Nolan Fernandez waiting on deck if we get there. Been one of their top offensive weapons all season long. Anderson halfway up the third base line trying to distract the pitcher, and a beautiful breaking ball gets Gardner swinging for the third time in this one. So much like his predecessor, Pracio strands one on the bases, and we have a 1-1 deadlock as we turn our attention to the 5th inning here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a SPORTSCAST today by contacting Varsity Media.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here at University Field on the campus of Hofstra University, we are officially into the late stages of this one. Top of the fifth here in this 7-inning affair, but could be more the way things are trending. Carlos Pereira back to the mound. Neither team willing to give an inch here in a 1-1 tie.
This is a big inning for Pereira. He, again, spent a lot of time on the bench, but every time you come out in a tie game, the leverage is even higher than the prior inning.
Starts it off with a strike. He's looked a lot more comfortable in the last 2 innings. Was falling behind hitters a whole lot in the first and second, but in the third and fourth, it has been nothing but strikes from Pereira with the exception of 1 walk.
Sometimes it's tough to start the second game and get into a rhythm because you just sat in the dugout for 2.5 hours.
Beautiful start to the inning there as Pereira flashes a smile and takes the long strut around the mound. He gets Vamaketis looking for the second time today.
That's what you're hoping to see from him if you're on the Chaminade side of things. You want to see Pereira with that smile, with that swagger, starting to build up his energy as the start goes on, getting better as the day moves.
That one on the corner. Carlos Pereira starting to find his footing here in the fifth. We saw glimpses of it in the last 2. That one just misses above the letters. Good spot, though. Jason Valdez in now, working on a 2-for-2 game, and he fires one up the left field line, but foul.
Now 1-2 spot chance at another strikeout for Pereira.
One, 2 on Valdez. They haven't retired him yet today. Had a long double off the left field wall in the first, which had we been playing somewhere else, could have changed the whole complexion of this game. 1-2. Line shot into left field. That's a base hit. Valdez continues his scorching hot day at the plate with a single.
That's a big hit, and this is a runner you really want to try to get in here.
15, Jack Durso.
Feels like Kellenberg hasn't led all day, just desperate to get that second run across. They have 2 runs total in this game, in this doubleheader, as we're in the top of the 5th now in game 2.
Pereira hits the corner with his first pitch to Durso.
11 innings plus now without scoring a third run. The pitching's been great for Chaminade.
They got the scoring underway in game 1, and they have not led since as Pereira continues to pound the strike zone.
We also have a big park here. It's really tough to change the game with one swing and hit the home run ball. We saw a ball off the base of the wall for Kellenberg earlier, but that's 330 out and left, and right, it's 348. This is not a hitter's ballpark.
Not to mention the height of the wall out there, too. Pereira misses away. Every single pitch in this at-bat to Durso has been on the outside corner or off of it. Not giving anything on the hands to the left-handed hitting Durso. Foul ball. Durso's made a habit of this today. He's had a couple of really long at-bats, one of which resulted in a walk back in the first. Pitched a solid game in the opener. Another foul ball from Durso.
This is a good at-bat here.
Great defensive swings there on pitches that aren't really in his wheelhouse. They're kind of on that borderline zone on the outer part of the plate. Big swing and a miss. Pereira pulls the string and gets him with the off-speed pitch.
That's a big strikeout. Get it to 2 outs. And looking for another clean frame. That's a great pitch. You put it in the zone right over the middle. But the movement, the break, and pulling the string on that, really nice pitching.
Well, before this 5th inning, Pereira hadn't registered a strikeout since the 1st. Now he's got 4 on the day. In steps Richie Lavaca, who's grounded out and flown out. Runner on first and 2 outs. Fly ball into short center field. Now tracking back on it is Naraki. This one is over his head. Rounding third is the runner, and coming home, Kellenberg has their first lead of game 2.
That ball had some great carry. It's a tough play in center because it starts to get real deep back there. What a massive run with 2 outs in what's felt like an impossible game to score. Kellenberg has some life now.
It's an RBI double for Richie Lavaca, and they will talk with Carlos Pereira. That was a ball that didn't feel like it was hit a ton off the bat. It just hung up there, kept on carrying, and beat the center fielder, Naraki.
Had some good carry, and we're at a point in the day where it's starting to blow out here. If you look at the flags in center field, initially they were blowing in very lightly, but now that wind is favoring the batter. And you saw it there, great carry, and Pereira probably thought he had a fly out to end the inning, and it just kept going and going, and now in a jam with a man on second and a 1-run deficit.
There is action over in the Chaminade bullpen. Pereira gets a couple of hugs of encouragement from his teammates. 2 outs, a runner on second, still not out of the woods yet. He'll have to retire Langer. Ahead in the count 0-1 here, as has been the theme here in the 5th.
A lot of 2-out threats today from Kellenberg in this second game. Pereira's done a good job getting the first 2 outs of the inning.
Langer ropes one down the line, but foul.
He's seeing it well, though. I'd imagine this is Pereira's last inning because they're starting to catch up to him here. You'd hope his offense picks him up on the other side of this because it has been a good start.
3rd time through the order for the Firebirds, making solid contact against Pereira. Now ahead 0-2 on Langer. Flied out to center again. That'll send Naraki back once more. Chasing it back to the track, and he makes an impressive over-the-shoulder catch to stop the bleeding and put the threat to bed here in the 5th. So we've got a 2-1 ball game here as we head bottom 5. Naraki makes an athletic grab to close things out, but not before Richie Lavaca makes it a 2-1 game here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching Varsity Media.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the faceoff. That's 3 in a row now.
Here at University Field, where finally, at long last, somebody's broken the game open, and it happened to be the Kellenberg shortstop, Richie Lavaca, who makes it a 2-1 game And it might not seem like much at this stage of things, but with the way these pitchers have worked, 1 run feels like 10.
And listen, each team now through 11 and a half innings on the day, each team is combined 3 runs apiece. 2-1 was our final in the first game, 2-1's our score in the second game. Just flip them. Chaminade won the first, Kellenberg leads the second. And these pitchers have been on it today, even though they've really had to battle. We saw it with Pereira and we saw it with Durso in the first game. They've really had to battle and work counts. They've been on it when they had to make their big pitches, and they haven't let anything come easy. So big inning, though, for Chaminade. Can they respond? Can they get the run back, pick up their ace? We will see.
Procio back to the mound, pitching to the heart of this Chaminade order, 3-4-5 with Fernandez, Cashin, and Anacito. Fernandez has reached twice today, but he's done all his damage without runners on base, which is not something you want if you're Chaminade from your leading RBI man. There's a strike down the middle from Procio.
Important for Procio to really embrace the opportunity to pitch with a lead here and make sure you give your team a lead into their next at-bat.
Procio home, and Fernandez with a wild swing and a miss. Perhaps guessing something different that time.
It's good off speed with some bite, low and in. Swung over it.
1-2. Procio wastes one that time after Fernandez chased the low off-speed pitch before. We've got a 2-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th for those of you just joining us as Chaminade defends a 1-0 series lead. Here in this championship series, Kellenberg trying to force a decisive 3rd game tomorrow evening.
This team's too good to have not gotten a lead in a critical point in one of these 2 games. It was bound to happen. Now can they keep it?
3-2 to Fernandez, and that one on the lower edge. Fernandez can't believe it. He was halfway to first base. He'll head to the dugout with a backwards K.
And listen, it's just consistency from the umpire. They've been calling the low strike. Just below the knees has been a strike. That one a great pitch. That's at the knees.
It's a fantastic job by Cotto as well. Bring that one back into the zone. So he retires Fernandez. Now it's Cashin. Slap the other way into right. That one just drifting foul. Maquettis made a long run over to attempt to make the play on that one, but he was shaded towards the gap. Cashin 0 of 2 today. Fielder's choice and a fly out to his name. That time, Procio goes for the heat and misses away. It's 1-1. Chaminade the home side here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. They've got 8 outs to work with here as they chase this deficit. Fouls it straight back behind the plate to run the count to 1-2.
Likes what I've seen from Procio in 2 strike counts, especially when he's ahead. A chance to, again, make a big pitch and continue to build the momentum that Kellenberg's established in the recent going.
2-strike execution has been the difference in this one. That's something we talked about over the break. A lot of Kellenberg's offensive damage has come when Pereira's had them in 2-strike counts. Here's a grounder left side. He fell down momentarily, which gives Lavaca plenty of time to rise and fire for the out.
Lavaca's played a really good shortstop today. Both of these teams great defensively. Both shortstops are a real thrill to watch. And in a pitcher's duel, there might not be a more important position in the infield, excluding the catcher, that is really on full display when you have guys forcing ground balls.
In these 2 games today, I've got just 1 error on my scorecard to this point. That time, Procio misses wildly.
That's just didn't get the grip on the off speed, probably trying some sort of a slider, looking to move it right to left. Doesn't get it. Bad grip. He's got to move on from it. Forget about it quick.
Home with the 1-0 now as he finds the zone once more. Good recovery. No action in the Kellenberg bullpen to report. Looks like it's going to be Procio's game until he gets into a little bit of trouble at least.
And this seemed to be the plan for Kellenberg today. It was probably always going to be Durso and see what he gives you, and then you were going to make the move to Ressiger and Procio and hope that those three got you through the whole day.
Meanwhile, for Chaminade, it looks to be the end of Pereira's day with a couple of arms up and moving. 2-1 the count on NSCHSAA. He's had himself a fantastic day. Certainly contributed heavily to that win in Game 1.
2 outs, you don't want to walk here. NSCHSAA has had a really nice day.
Dangerous on the bases as well.
Yep, team captain. And you can understand the selflessness that he played with in the first game. 3 sacrifice bunts.
Grounded, back to the mound. And a fantastic reaction there by Procio to retire the side. We've got our first 1-2-3 inning of the game. We had to wait till the top of the 5th. But Procio settling in at the right time. A 2-1 game. We go to the 6th here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any team looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
The loose ball, Keyshawn White has it. He's just going to let it fly. Oh! Keyshawn White from half court. That is cash. What a way to end the third quarter.
Look at this. Merrill. No slide. No problem. Gary Merrill goes top corner.
Varsity Media offers sports coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here for the 6th inning, we have entered the championship rounds of this championship series here in Hempstead on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Carlos Pereira has worked his way into the 6th inning. However, with a little bit of action in the Chaminade bullpen, you get the feeling that he could be operating with a little bit of a short leash from manager Patrick Kemp.
Yeah, I think you got guys ready. You see the bullpen's active. You have guys ready to go.
So now it's the catcher, Michael Cotto. He'll pitch to 7-8-9 the third time through. Kellenberg trying to manufacture any insurance they can for this 2-1 lead.
And for Pereira, the goal here is get your offense back up as quick as possible with still a 1-run deficit.
First pitch swinging and a shot down the left field line. That's down for a base hit. Cotto just manages to keep that one inside the chalk, and he's got a leadoff single here in the 6th, his first hit of the day.
That's a great piece of hitting going the other way.
Now it'll be the center fielder, Carson Fessler, 1 for 2 in this second game, singled back in the 4th. It's the first leadoff base runner that Pereira has surrendered since the 2nd inning.
Throw over umpire. Saves that one.
Might have blocked an extra base there for Cotto. He squares to bunt, punches it down the left side, but foul. Now a break in the action here as Fessler will make his way up the third baseline to talk with his coach here. Saw a lot of these sacrifice bunts from Chaminade in the opening game. Now Kellenberg, bit of small ball of their own here in the second.
And if you could get a run across to make it a 2-run game in the sixth, it almost feels like a dagger, a third run.
He squares again. This one hits him on the leg. And he is awarded first base as he pulled back the bunt in time.
I definitely don't think that was an incident of leaning into one. You go to square the bunt. He pulled it back and started drifting out of the way.
So now a big spot for Chaminade, and it could be the end for Pereira.
You know, the bunt, when you hit a pitch, when you hit a batter who's trying to bunt, it's always a gray area because if you hit the fingertips when they're pulling it back, some umpires will give him the base. Most umpires will give him the base. So for Pereira, his day's done after a hit by pitch, and you hope whoever comes into relief for him can carry him through.
So that'll be it for Pereira. We'll step aside here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Back with you in a moment.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Hofstra University where the bullpen door opens for Sean O'Connell here in a big spot. A guy that's thrown just 5 innings all year long, but he's got an ERA right down there under 2. This is a guy that they trust in a high leverage situation despite us not seeing much of him all season.
Yeah, and you get the left-hander out there. It's a different look than what Kellenberg's seen all day with righties. You get the lefty out, and you want to make quick work. You do not want to leave your hitters waiting to get up to bat. Now first and second, it's a tough situation. You inherit these runners, and it feels like you have to get out of this clean. Runs have not been easy to come by today. Procio's dealing on the other side. Down a run already. You give up a third and maybe even a fourth. You're in a lot of trouble when you're trying to win a championship in the next half hour or so.
Yeah, third run, the way that both of these games have gone today, it feels like what could be a death sentence. And it's a tough out in Noe here who stands in. He's reached twice today and driven in a run. He'll operate with runners on first and second. O'Connell home, squares to bunt. That one on the corner, strike one.
Obviously, he's bunting here, but the right side of the infield's so open. You have the first baseman playing in. Second base shading over to the right side of the infield so he can cover the bag.
A long look in from O'Connell. Now the lefty fires. Good block by the catcher. Meehan behind the plate prevented both runners from moving up into scoring position.
Good job there. Count 1-1 now, and there's a big pitches coming up for O'Connell.
One on Noe. And they'll take a check on Cotto over there at second base.
No, he's been facing righties all day, obviously. Now he gets his first shot lefty-lefty. He's had a nice day today, though. Big RBI in this game.
O'Connell comes home. That one will get to the backstop, and the runners will move up. Now no room for error here. With a big third run 90 feet from coming in.
It's best case scenario for Kellenberg. You don't even have to bunt. You can now let one of your better contact hitters be a hitter at the plate, try to put a ball in play, and you advance those runners without having to sacrifice the out, and you have a 2-1 count.
And the infield is up. They know how much this run means. And this one shot into deep left field. The catch is made by Manapella, but that will be plenty deep enough to do the job. A big run comes across for the Firebirds. It's 3-1.
That's a huge insurance run, and now it feels as if it's a priority for Kellenberg to get the fourth run in. Get the 3-run lead. This is the biggest lead anybody's had today in either of these games, and it's a 2-run advantage. You've got to get this fourth run in right now.
And it turns it back over to the top of the order for Mariano Kasha, who's been unusually quiet today, still searching for his first hit across both these games. He's 0 for 6. He takes inside, a good stop by Mian. Meanwhile, on the other end of things, Chaminade with 6 outs to work with. They'll have to manufacture 2 runs across these final 2 innings at the very least. O'Connell steps off and takes a look. Doesn't quite look too comfortable so far.
Tough to come in and inherit 2 runners in a game that you're trailing against the team that's facing elimination.
And now they'll talk.
And that mound visit here, just quick catcher-pitcher conversation, that was initiated by Sean O'Connell, who stepped off, wanted to have a chat, so maybe a little lack of communication or lack of an understanding with what they're trying to do, trying to get on the same page.
It's a 1-0 count to Kasha. Takes down and away, ball 2. Meanwhile, Andrew Noe in the dugout. He's had himself a fantastic game with 2 RBI. Grounded hard towards third base. Anacito looks the runner back and makes the throw to first. A sound defensive play there for route number 2.
And now infield can go back, and O'Connell, you can just focus on the hitter, who obviously is a great one. You don't get much of a break here with Van Vaquitas stepping in again. Kid had over an 1,100 OPS this year.
Pereira struck him out twice. Perhaps he's excited to see a new arm in O'Connell. Had a big first game with 2 hits. Hasn't found the same magic here in game number 2. 0 for 3. Little tapper up the side. It hits the bag, and that's in there for a base hit. The run comes home to score. It was a soft ground ball up the first base line that just hit the corner of the bag and popped in the air. And as a result, Fernandez had no play on it.
And that's just such an unfortunate happening for Chaminade and Fernandez. You can't, it looked like it was going to hit the bag the whole way, but you can't play for it to hit the bag. You have to play for it to bounce over because you have a better chance at recovering off the bounce, but that was a bad bounce off, and they had no chance.
So now a 4-1 lead for Kellenberg that feels like a 40-run lead. With the way that their arms have thrown today, they've got to feel good about where they're at in this one, but still plenty of work to do.
4-1 is a huge gap in this game, the way these two pitchers or teams have pitched.
This one is absolutely cranked down the left field line. It's going to get well foul. But Valdez got all of that one.
They're seeing it well. O'Connell came in, and it's just a perfect storm of things you don't want as a relief pitcher to come into, and he hasn't had his best stuff, and they're seeing it really well.
Nice breaking ball there from O'Connell, but it just misses off the plate. He wanted that one badly, and it's 1-2. One more strike gets him out of the inning. Off the plate again. No action in the Kellenberg bullpen. It'll be Procio's game. Big swing and a miss for strike 3, and O'Connell at long last works his way out of the 6th inning, but not before the Firebirds scratch 2 more runs across. We've got a 4-1 ball game. We had bottom 6 here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck. For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
Back here for inning number 6, and another inning of work for Procio, who has been very solid in relief for Kellenberg here in game number 2. Trying to force game 3 tomorrow evening. They're 6 outs away from doing so. And now they've got themselves a 4-1 cushion. For Chaminade here in the 6th, it'll be the catcher Connor Meehan, followed by Madsen and Manapella. Then Naraki will look to turn it over to the top of the order.
It's possible that some of the struggles we've seen from the pitchers in working pitchers' counts and starting strong on at-bats are because of the margin of error in this game, what this low-scoring affair in both games has allowed for. But now with a 3-run lead, you expect Procio to just start going after it.
The lefty Meehan stands in and takes outside. Two strikeouts. He's faced a lefty in both of his first 2 at-bats. He's now got a much more appealing matchup. And he takes off the plate again, 2-0.
And Procio here starts with 2 balls low. You do not want to give Chaminade an inkling of hope in this 6th inning.
And not only that, but if you can get into tomorrow's game without burning another arm, that is oh so huge in a series like this.
This has probably gone the way the coach has planned, probably both ways. You can never expect a sweep. You can never really plan for the second game, but I think these pitching matchups and the way the pitchers have been brought in is about as expected.
On the corner, another good location from Procio.
Works back to 2-2 now. Put something near the zone. Not too easy to hit.
Now 2-2 on Meehan. Line shot. What a play at first base. Jaden Valdez picks that one on the backhand and steps on the bag for out number 1.
You know, I always thought playing first base on turf was such an advantage. All those hops are true. You have the biggest glove in the field. You can really just be a vacuum on any short hop. And the long hops are so easy and so honest. That's a big out.
Now it's Ryan Madsen who swings and misses. Quickly behind 0-1. He's 0 for 2 today. Jam shot right side is foul. Quickly behind 0-2 now. Procio really starting to settle in now. He's cruised through the last 5 batters, all of which he's retired in order.
He looks good. The relievers in these games have looked really good.
Strong work out of the bullpen for Kellenberg, and he wastes one down and away.
I mean, even O'Connell, he comes in, he gives up the 2 inherited runners. That was unfortunate for him. He tried to ease into it, couldn't get settled right away, but all these relief pitchers and starters have looked very good.
Procio's 1-2, a 58-footer that works its way to the backstop, and the count evens at 2 apiece on Madsen. Jake Madsen's played a very solid second base today, still looking to make his mark at the plate. Procio's 2-2. Off again.
With this full count here, 1 out, you don't want to walk. Make Madsen beat you.
The left fielder Manapella waiting on deck. Big pitch coming from Procio. Inside out swing towards right field. Backpedaling on it is Vamaketis, and it doesn't have to be pretty. He makes the catch for out number 2.
Now with 2 outs, stepping in, it's Manapella. How can you just go at this guy and try and get out of this inning as quick as possible?
Procio back on the mound. Feels like he's found his rhythm now, trying to work quickly. He's now retired 7 straight, dating back to the 4th inning. (1-0) on Manapella. That's in the dirt. Looks like it'll be O'Connell to start the 7th for Chaminade. Nobody up in their bullpen. The same can be said for Kellenberg.
And you mentioned it before, but you want to make sure you have as many arms as possible tomorrow. These guys aren't going to be able to pitch tomorrow, so you almost just want to burn them today. Hopefully you get a win with them.
That time, Procio finds the zone. Good pitch on the inner half.
And also for Kellenberg here, Procio is dealing, and this is a must-win game. Obviously, your season ends if you lose. There's no reason to take him out of this game.
Chopped foul, and it's 2-2. Absolutely, you're right. No reason to take him out of this game. He's found his swagger. He's found his rhythm, pounding the strike zone. He's got good command of the off-speed.
Still a lot left for him to go. He's got to finish this game, but I'd argue he's been Kellenberg's best pitcher today.
He'll have to face the top of the order at some point in this one, whether that be now or in the 7th. Misses off the plate to run the count full on Manapella. The 9-hitter Naraki waiting on deck.
Again, 3-2, I'm going right at him because you don't want to walk him. And again, Naraki's a really good hitter, but you don't want to walk him, get Naraki out, and then start with the top half of the order. You want to try to be able to go out the 9-hitter in the 7th inning.
Here's Procio's payoff, and that one is right down the middle for a big strike 3. Manapella down looking. And Procio's letting his dugout know. It'll be at least a 3-run lead as we head to the 7th here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching Varsity Media.
He's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the faceoff. That's 3 in a row now.
here at Hofstra University, we have reached the 7th inning. Sean O'Connell returns to the rubber for Chaminade. Finished off that 6th inning. That saw Kellenberg bring across 2 more runs to make it a 4-1 ball game. He's trying to keep this one where it stands and give the Flyers a chance in the bottom of the 7th.
And O'Connell's going to be disappointed in his outing. He shouldn't be. He's going to be disappointed in that 6th inning because he gave up the 2 inherited runners. But he has a chance for some serious redemption here if he can keep this game 4-1, keep his team in range to try and win it in the bottom of the 7th. You got to be on the attack, though.
He'll deal to the Game 1 pitcher, Durso. He attacks the first pitch and sends it foul.
Durso got a hit in that final inning of the first game, but they never ended up scoring him. Now with the lead, maybe he can do the same.
0-1 the count. Breaking ball snaps outside, and it's 1-1.
Lefty, lefty. I'm looking to get a fastball here, middle in.
Once again with the breaking ball, but Durso disciplined. He doesn't bite.
When Durso sees it once and then doesn't swing, he's probably not going to swing at it again. I would have liked the fastball there. Now you're kind of forced to bring something over the plate.
It is a fastball indeed, and it's popped into short left field. Manapella makes the call and the catch for out number 1.
Now batting the shortstop, number 13.
Richie Lavaca will stand in now. Big RBI double for him back in the 5th. And now Chaminade will have a chat with O'Connell. Could be getting a new pitcher, and they'll send him to the dugout.
This is the part of the order that did a lot of damage last time up. So they're going to make sure they have their favorable matchups in. Probably switch this to a right-hander. We'll see when we come back.
It looks like it's going to be Nolan Fernandez. We'll talk about him when we come back, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Back here on Long Island as Nolan Fernandez, one of the better hitters on this Chaminade squad, will make his way onto the mound and attempt to keep this a 4-1 affair with 1 out here in the 7th.
It's been a great game, great day of baseball. We got 1 out already here. We're going to take O'Connell out. Chaminade's still playing to win this game. Fernandez comes in. We've seen him play first base today. Leads the team in RBIs.
That's what you call an athlete these days.
Absolutely, doing it all in the field at the corner. He made a great play earlier today. Then you have him on the mound here, good pitcher. And then he ties it all together by being one of the best hitters in the Catholic League.
So in steps Richie Lavaca, laced an RBI double back in the 5th that gave Chaminade their first lead. Kellenberg, excuse me. Nobody on, 1 out. Fernandez deals high.
Again, you just got to come in and try to pound some strikes here.
Fernandez with the 1-0. Soft ground ball left side. tough hop on Anderson, but he plays it beautifully and makes the throw. That one came up a bit soon and got him in the chest, but a good job to corral it and make the throw over.
Now 2 outs, and hoping to end this inning without putting anybody on. 1-2-3 inning with a pitching change in the middle is uncommon, but we'll go a long way here as we're in the top of the 7th in a 4-1 game.
Now it's Langer, who hit a ball a ton out to center field that was tracked down by Naraki, but that one easily went well over 300 feet. 1-0, check swing. Yes, he did.
Looked like he did too. Looks like the right call.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll let you know if there's any crazy comeback here. I'll just text
So now 1-1 in the count.
2-1.
Fernandez can't find the grip on the breaking ball. It's way high for ball 2. Langer singled and came around to score back in the second. He's had a busy day at the plate across both games. And that's inside for ball 3 from Fernandez.
Good. Back. And then they got people all down the left field line. I've only seen videos. I haven't been out there. You were there today?
3-1 is hit in the air to center. It sends Naraki back. Now he comes in on it, settles under it, and makes the catch. So the Chaminade bullpen does its job here in the 7th. It will be a save situation and a 3-run ball game as we head to the 7th. It'll be Naraki and the top right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for upcoming schedules and content, and on social media at Varsity Media.
Back here for what could be the final time today here at University Field on the campus of Hofstra University. Procio back on the mound for Kellenberg, and 3 batters stand between the Firebirds and a big Game 3 tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and you got the guys you want up. You want 9, then top. But Procio's going to have to go hard after the 9-hitter. You do not want to put a man on for Anderson and Gardner to try and do some damage. Then you're also almost ensuring that Fernandez gets a chance up. Make sure you get this first out. It's not going to be an easy one, though, because Naraki's a really good player this season at an 885 OPS. That's nothing to shrug at. So he's as good of a 9-hitter as you'll find. You can hit a lot higher on a lot of other teams.
He's reached both times in this one as well, a single and a walk. And then we take you back to Game 1, where he walked twice and scored all over the base paths today. Bottom of the 7th underway. Here comes Procio, and that one bounces in there for ball 1.
You got a nice 3-run cushion, though. While that could be taken away in a moment, could be comfortable out there. Less pressure.
Nice pitch on the inner half there for strike 1. Procio wasting no time. would be a big first out should they get it. This one hit well down the left field line, but foul. Naraki really got around on the fastball that time. Bracio's got to be careful with his 1-2 pitch selection. Here he comes, looking for the put-away pitch. Just inside.
Almost hit him, I think. Naraki was ready to wear that one, but he didn't lean into it, did the right thing. Just turned his shoulder. Just missed him. This is a big pitch, 2-2. You don't want to go to a full count here against Naraki. He's been able to get on with walks all year long, and so far today.
And the 2-2 hits him. Exactly what the doctor ordered if you're Chaminade from your leadoff hitter here in the 7th.
The Flyers get some life with that. You know, getting the first out is big in these save situations. And now Colin Anderson steps in. Rockville Center native, senior. He wants a title. He's been great on both sides, team captain. And we know he's as good of a hitter as you could find anywhere in high school baseball. This is a big one.
This is the guy you want up with a runner on, and your season pickoff over to first, not in time. As I was saying, this is the guy you want on with a runner on, and your season, not literally on the line, but obviously a game that will end up defining your season. Three-run lead, Anderson at the plate. Bracio trying to focus on the batter now. Misses downstairs, 1-0. Biggest ABs of the season for everybody involved here. In there, strike one. Another low strike.
Good pitch. That's the part of the zone that's been the most favorable for the pitcher. And you've seen him miss a lot of balls in the dirt, short hopping the catcher, but that's because he's trying to attack the knees and just below.
Bracio deals outside. The runner will move up, even though there's no real consequence there, as Naraki moves to second. It's a 3-run lead.
Now the pressure's beginning to build for this Kellenberg team. First real adversity that Bracio's had to face in today's game since he came in, but now a 2-1 count to the best hitter in the Flyers order. Runner in scoring position, nobody out in a save situation. Granted, he still had the 3-run lead, but tying runs on deck.
Swinging a grounder up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Naraki will come around to score. Colin Anderson does what Colin Anderson has done all season long as he drives in a big second run for Chaminade. And hold all tickets, folks. This one's far from over.
And right now, Kellenberg's going to start feeling it. You're going to get a mound visit. Wisely. They're going to start feeling the pressure here.
Yeah, still no action in the bullpen. They're trusting their guy.
As they should. He's done a great job. But the most important thing right now, you can't afford any walks. You want to make sure that guys are earning their way on base. And Steinert will pinch hit here. Significant.
Yeah, they're subbing out Gardner, who had 3 strikeouts in this one, and giving way to Steinert, who is at just 148 on the season, but he's got 4 extra base knocks and 5 RBI.
And you're creating that lefty-righty matchup by putting Steinert in. I'm sure the coaches know his splits, understand that he's probably better against the right-handed pitching. But Gardner just hasn't been able to see it too well today. Such a great player, so it's a surprise. Just not his day. So the coaches decide to change something up.
The Flyers have brought the tying run to the plate here in the 7th. 1 run is in, nobody is out, and pressure's starting to build. Bracio home, runner goes, the throw, not nearly in time. Fantastic jump off first base from Anderson there. A first base seems like a formality for him.
And everything so smooth in Anderson's steal. The lead, the secondary lead, the jump, the slide. Everything is flawless in his game. And now you wonder if they risk him taking 3.
The pitch was a strike, so it's 0-1 on Steinert. Ground ball, up the line, base hit. Anderson will score with ease. Steinert cruises into second. It's an RBI double. And the tying run 180 feet away for the Flyers.
How about the pinch hit from Steinert? Comes in, short notice, put the bat in your hand, delivers right up the line.
And there is still nobody out here in the 7th. And the big bat of Fernandez will make its way to the plate.
Fernandez is in an interesting situation. Plays first base all day. Now he has an opportunity to play a role in delivering himself a win in a game. He comes into, down 4-1.
A team best 24 RBI this season. 2 home runs to his name. A guy that these coaches laud as a team player. He'll check on second base. Nothing brewing. He's in safely.
You wouldn't have expected Chaminade to just roll over and look towards tomorrow, and that's exactly what we've seen here. Just a great job fighting back, now down a run, and all the pressure's on Kellenberg.
You look up that right side as Fernandez chops it foul. Nobody is in the dugout. Everybody standing, everybody up on the fence.
You look at the Kellenberg side, still nobody warming in the pen, but Chaminade has guys up just in case this game's 4-4 and heads beyond the 7th inning.
And at the top step of the dugout, Carlos Pereira, the guy that got the game underway. 0-1 on Fernandez. Flyer faithful really making noise now. Fernandez up the middle, play made. Great job by Lavaca to secure a much-needed first out, but the tying run now moves over to third base in Steinert.
That's a big out, though, but a great job by Fernandez to put that ball in play, advance the runner. You get your job done. Now you have Cashin up with a great chance to tie this game. Infield is all in.
Cashin reached 3 times in the series opener, 0 for 3 so far today. Second time through against Pracio. Way outside, ball 1. The wild pitch or pass ball has to be in the back of your mind here if you're Pracio. Can't throw anything down in the dirt. One out, one on. Steinert off third. Just a few innings ago, Chaminade appeared to be dead in the water, and they've battled all the way back to a 1-run game. Pracio deals. Fly ball right side, and it gets out of play. 0-2, or 1-1, excuse me.
Pracio's got to be trying to get this to a second strike because you want the strikeout. You really don't want a ball in play here. Most balls in play are going to score a run.
NSCHSAA waits on deck. He has been stellar today in everything he's been asked to do. But the game at the plate right now. All eyes on Colin Cashin. Upstairs, ball 2.
And you can't afford to walk here either. Now a 2-1 count. Because if you walk, you get first and third. You can imagine the runners moving over to second, and you're putting the winning run 180 feet away.
Chaminade fans up that right field line, still making plenty of noise. Trying to make life difficult for Pracio. Here he comes with the 2-1. Cashin fouls it back, and it's 2-2. Big swing there.
Big pitch by Pracio to get the second strike. You have to be on the attack here, though. Be the aggressor. Do not sit back and make this a full count. Because, again, you cannot afford a walk. Keep the pressure on the hitter. Make him fight. Make him foul it off. But Cashin, a real good hitter, not going to make it easy either. However, not a lot of pop. He's got 295 slug this year. But he can put the ball in play and do damage that way.
2-2 the count. A look at third. Now he deals. And Cashin stays alive as he's done all day long. These flyer hitters have not gone down easy.
And now the bullpen totally active for Kellenberg. You got 2 arms at least.
2 right-handers warming up down there.
Big 2-2 pitch.
The battle continues. High fly ball into right. 3 players converge on it. Vamaketis slides to make the catch, and not tagging at third base is Steinert. Wow, what a play in right field by Vamaketis, who's still slow to get up, but it looks like he's okay.
The throw to third was probably a little bit greedy, but man, what a play in right. Great job by the third baseman, Gasha, to come up and block it. And now, all the drama, Chaminade down to their final out, a guy that's been great all day.
It's NSCHSAA at the plate. He's got a hit in this one, but he came all the way back in the first. A guy who didn't take a swing in all of game 1. Ground ball to shortstop, could do it. Charging is Lavaca. The throw, the stretch, in time! Kellenberg hangs on for the win of a lifetime, and we'll see you tomorrow night. My goodness, what a game.
Unbelievable, and man, you gotta credit Kevin Pracio for getting that done. All the pressure on him, all the pressure on Kellenberg. Their season on the brink of ending, and they survive and have another crack at it tomorrow night against the Chaminade Flyers for all the marbles.
The stretch of a lifetime by Jaden Valdez over there at first. If he sits back on that ball and lets it come to him, the throw probably doesn't get NSCHSAA. What a heads-up play. What a play from Lavaca at shortstop, charging that ball, coming in on it. And it's only right that a series this dramatic goes 3 games. Your final score, Kellenberg 4, Chaminade 3 here in game number 2. Chaminade won the opener by a score of 2-1, and we will have a decisive game 3 right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network tomorrow evening. Well, Kevin Bunk, it's been a pleasure, folks. We want to give some thanks around before we sign off for the night to our executive producer, the man in charge, Ben Turchin, our technical director, who has been phenomenal all day long, Chris Sweeney, my partner, Kevin Bunk, and our camera operators, Kevin Catalanato and Tony Damaso. This is Dylan Brett saying, have a good night, everybody.